Hello everyone, welcome to Cornflower Crafts. I'm Corn and we're up in the craft room again. I thought for those darling subscribers of mine who like it, even if I don't finish a project, but up in the craft room showing what I'm working on or doing a few things together, I thought we'd come up again and I'm working on some Valentine gnomes. And I have 4 in the process and in various stages. And one of them, let me see, I thought I'd show you it now. He still has pins in him and all this good stuff because working with the soft sculpture, the wonderful thing is you can, not have to guess. You can put pins in. Now see, that's not even on there. I'm just looking to see, it'd be nicer with hearts or a heart and a flower, um, and see, these aren't even on yet. You can either sew them on or you can hot glue them on. But there's my pins holding everything. But what I have done, since I'm working on 4 instead of just 1, I don't like assembly line crafting, but I have a deadline, and so what I've done is we've got our bodies are done, okay? They have boards in the bottom, and depending on the size of the socks, depends on the size of the boards. For me personally, there's no set, oh, now you have to do it 3 inches, 2.5, 1, it just depends on what I'm working on. I personally put them in because I have seen several months ago when I was watching YouTube, a lot of the creators make their gnomes. They would just place either beans or rice or whatever, what have you, in it, and they were having a little difficult time having them stand up straight. And I'd like mine to stand up straight, so that's how I do that. This is also in the center of this. There are those little stones. It's an organza bag from Dollar Tree with some of the stones from Dollar Tree in it to weight it, and then polyfill around them. That's why they're so nice and squishy. As you see with these, I don't know, probably 2 boys, 2 girls. I'm not sure. It might be different. But I have 2 with the red hats, the traditional gnome hat, and then I have 1 with the pink. The red fleece is from Hobby Lobby Remnant, and the pink fleece is from Dollar Tree, a scarf. And also working with their feetsies. I think you've seen before, one of the gnomes I did before has, you know how Dollar Tree has the black hearts that have the little white stitching around them? I have used those before. And I found these in my stash, y'all. I don't know where I got them. I'm probably Dollar Tree a couple of years back. I'm not sure. But what I do, because they weren't smooth, and what I do is, and I don't, guys, I wish I could tell you where I found this, but I have no idea. This is sandpaper on this wonderful board, and so it's a matter of, I've already wiped them off and everything, but it's a matter of sanding my edges. You get quite a few, get all those rough spots out, and what you can't see, you can always feel, you know? And then taking a shop towel and just going around. I'm getting that all off because I'm going to paint these. And, you know, making sure there's no sawdust or anything on them. And I haven't painted them yet because I haven't decorated them yet. And sometimes that's a game changer when it comes to painting, because I think, oh, I'm going to do too red, a pink, or, you know, something like that. And then you realize, oh, wait a minute. Wait, I don't, you know, I wish after I put this bling or something, I wish that I had painted a different color. So these four, let me see, let's put his hat back on. Okay. And that was, the hat was from a previous project. And you see he's got bling on his gloves. Heart bling from Dollar Tree. And see, it'll be like, oops, his beard's in the way. It'll be like so. And when you do this, you can also put a little bling, you know, on their shoes or shading, you know, or what have you. And I was thinking about it. I was thinking, well, wouldn't it be cute if you just, you know, left it natural, and then the nose natural, and then do hands in the natural wood holding something. And I thought that might be a cute look as well. I don't think that's going to happen with these guys, but, and this is the top of the sock, so it still has that electricity, oh boy, elastic in it. Electricity. Ah! Elastic in it, so it's going to want to come up. It's not going to want to stay over his nose. But yeah, that's how far I got with him. And I thought maybe you'd see when I'm working on quite a few at the same time. This is what happens. And, oh, this poor desk, I apologize for it because, number one, when I'm working on something, you all know it's a mess. And number two, these socks, they are precious, but, oh boy, they get all over the place. And then, of course, when you work with the faux fur, that starts to get all over the place. But, so we have these prepped to paint. We have the bodies done. We have the noses. Our noses are, and I picked kind of, as you see, they aren't the tiniest. I usually do a little bit smaller nose, but I thought they were cute. Look at that side view. I hope you can see. Let me see. Are you all? Okay, yeah. So I thought that was a cute side view. The hats have not been stuffed yet. I pull things so that I don't forget them. So I've pulled this, I've had this trim for about 4 years, you guys. It's the red roses, the larger ones. And I also got the pink one. And these were on clearance at Hobby Lobby that long ago. And so that I would not forget them. I've also pulled, this trim was left over from another project, but I thought, you know, especially with this hat, I thought, oh my goodness, wouldn't that be cute to do a little girl in this one and maybe just do the tulle skirt, you know, like so, maybe even put it a little higher so she can have a longer skirt. I'm not sure, or a fabric skirt too, but I thought the tulle might be cute. And that's my process, is things that are basic I do first, and then everything else is, you know, it's like gravy, you know what I mean? Everything it comes later. And I change my mind too at times, because that might never happen. I also pulled this, guys, because I thought, you know what, wouldn't it be cute? Remember, I got this from Dollar Tree a couple of hauls ago. You know, to put one in a little bucket, and where its little nose is looking over. So maybe put, if it were a gift to someone, you could put Kisses, the chocolate Hershey Kisses in the bottom, especially since they come out with those great pinks and reds and whites and for Valentine's. Or if you wanted to give a gift with like a little makeup or something in it, put that in it, and then, I thought that might be kind of cute. And so I did pull this to remind me, you've got this, because sometimes, I had mentioned it before, sometimes what I do is I make things and then I'm looking for something else, and I find something that would have been perfect for one of the gnomes, and I'm like, well, I forgot I even had that. So you'll see, if you see this mess, you'll see ribbons. These I got, I think this is 2019 is on this one. This is Hobby Lobby, and I think I got it 50% off. And isn't that, I love that. I just think that's gorgeous. And then this one is Dollar Tree, and that was several years ago as well. Isn't that pretty with the metallic pink? And then, which is on his little sleeves. This one is also Hobby Lobby ribbon, and with the grosgrain. And this is a tough, almost, it feels almost like it's starched, y'all. But this I got in 2019 as well. So, and what I did, since they definitely, if you're going to use them this way, okay, then they face down like you'd normally see them. But since I'm using them this way, I first thought, should I put the hearts out saying that this gnome is sending his love out to others? And I was like, maybe his, his new family will see that he's sending, you can send love to him. You know what I mean? I was trying to get all heavy with it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I went that way. Had them facing, excuse me, facing in is not out. Excuse me. And remember, I also pulled this because I thought that would be darling for Valentine's. But the thing is, this is some really odd ribbon. It's super thin, y'all. Super thin. So, I'm not sure about that one. And I've got others over there. I also pulled these little satin hearts that a lot of us got years ago. Thought they might be cute on something. I pulled these stickers, and these were from Natalie, who was NC Invites, but I think she's changed her name now, I think. They are absolutely precious, and they're dimensional. And as you know, you can, doesn't have to be used as a sticker. You can take this off and use it otherwise, which is what I plan on doing. And, goodies like that. I've got other goodies in here. And some buttons. I found some heart buttons. I was like, yay! My very favorite is, let me grab some of these, is this one that has the scallop. Look at the scallop edges. Oh, it's so precious. And then the red. And there's also some white ones too as well. So we've got buttons, we've got bling, we've got ribbons, we've got all sorts of goodies to place on them. Looking through my wooden pieces, I found a mason jar that says love, and I thought maybe not with these guys, maybe with these guys, depends. Holding that. These arms are too short for that. I know that already, but it's a possibility that these, let's see, it's a possibility that these guys, oh, this is inside out because I haven't sewed them yet. Yeah, I think it's a good possibility maybe could hold it, you know, like so. And then put little hearts, you know, saying, I give you my heart. Or I give you a bunch of hearts. That's a whole lot of love. So the thing is, working with I love these socks because they are so, so soft. But at the same time, like I said, look, they're just, you know, not as much fun to sew or to work with hot glue either. I do both now. I work with my glue gun more than I did in the beginning because, as you know, I've already made and making quite a few. Several people have thought that I was keeping them all. No, no, no. 20 of them have found other homes. No, 21, 22, 23. 23 that I, so far, unless I'm miscounting, have already found their other homes. So, but, what was I saying? Oh, but I do use the glue gun more because of time, because with all the hand sewing, you know, because right here, just these alone would be, you know, 6 right here, sleeves to sew, and would take quite a bit longer than to just get out the glue gun and do, you know, and do your seams. So, also with the hats, the seams here. Oh, and as you'll see, this one I went ahead and cut them. This nose is going to come off. Boom. And went ahead and cut them this way because, remember, I don't usually cut my hats like this. Most people do. They do just a little bit of a rounded area, and I don't normally do that. I normally do it so that it goes down in the back, but I thought I'd do something different with these 3 here. But yes, like I said, you don't have to hand sew anything on these, I don't think. I do. I hand sew. I like the seams hand sewn, except for the sleeves in my socks. If you saw the Tea Time Gnomes, they are out of nylon socks, and when you do the hot glue gun with the seams on those, it's not bad. It really isn't, because they're nylon, and then they, you know, I mean, they stick together really, really well. So they ended up pretty good, and that really cut my time working on them. When it comes to the tops of these, as you see, what you can do once you get them filled the way you want and everything, what you can do is just take a rubber band. Let me see where mine. They're usually right beside me. Okay, well, I have those little tiny clear ones, and I also have some with pretty pastel colors that are super small. And you can, you know, gather the top of the sock there, put the rubber band around. I would suggest, though, if you go that route, this one's super thick, but putting some kind of twine around it, and knotting it in the front and knotting it in the back, because sometimes, as we all know, rubber bands fail. Even when I use rubber bands on the base of my pigtails, remember, I'll still put either twine around it, or I'll take the yarn or whatever I'm using and tie it around the rubber band as well, just in case with time they fail. But what I do is I take, since they're already done, I can't show you, but I go ahead and I like working when I want something to stay a long time. I like working with embroidery floss, and as you know, embroidery floss has 6 strands, and I use 2 at a time. And what I do, what you can do, if you're just going to go do your running stitch around the whole top of it, you can knot your thread and, you know, leave a nice tail on it. And then when you come around, you know, pull the 2 together as tight as you can. Then knot that again. I would do it on both sides. But what I do is I go ahead and knot it to begin with. And where I'm going to start, I go ahead and do 2 knots within the sock as well. And then while I'm going around it, it will gather some as I pull it. And once I get to the other end, I draw it as tight as I can, hold that, and then just do 3 knots in that. And then whatever I have left over, I go from end to end, knot it, end to end, knot it, end, you know, like this, all the way around it. And that's what gives me that. Does that make sense? So that not only is it taken care of around, but it's taken care of on top as well. So it's not going to go anywhere. And that's why some people might think, you know, Corn, that's a little excessive. But if anything fails on this, it's not going to be my fault because I have gone the extra mile, you know. So that's why I do things like that. And as you all know, since this is relatively new to me, making gnomes, I am learning from my mistakes. And if I do make mistakes, I try to share them with you so that you guys can learn from my mistakes as well. So that gets us to this stage. And then, like I said, then the hats come into play. With the noses, sometimes I leave them alone. Sometimes I just leave them the wood. And then other times, let's see if it's this one. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can see, but this has a pink tinge to it. And that is because, and I've had this for, oh boy, a number of years. At least 2, maybe 3. The Wet n Wild Fergie. And let's see, what color is it in? Brush with Danger. Ooh. And it's a matter of any applicator, you know, putting it on. And yes, this still has some in it. And that's fine. And I learned that, yes, this puts it on there to begin with, but I'm usually not happy. So what I do, to me, the best tool for this is your finger. And I just put my index finger in there and I just rub it in. And you all laugh. At first, I thought it would be cute just to do the top. So I'd be rubbing in this pink, you know, and I think, oh, that's just so cute. Little top of the nose, they're so cold, you know, and stuff because it's winter time. And then when I would put the hats on, yeah, you got it already. You're already giggling. I know, I hear you. Because I was like, what on earth? There, I covered it up. So I was like, oh, man. So what I did also was just come down a little bit on the sides, thinking, well, there's a little bit of shading and everything. And it did, you know, if you looked on the side of the Tea Time Gnomes, they have it. You can see the pink on the sides. And so, but anywho, I learned, you know, Just go all the way around, or do a little highlight, a thing of just kind of leave right there, because I usually cover it up to here. Leave this part alone. Do the rest of it, you know. So, yeah, let's put that one there. Also, now where's my, is that his? No. I have one I've already done. This is take 2, by the way. I did this before, and it didn't work out well. No, this is pink as well. And where's my other one? Because I've already done it. See how organized I am, y'all? I didn't do take 2 until the next day. I was so upset. What take? Well, and I've already done it. Okay. This is odd. If my desk wasn't so messy, or has it fallen on the floor? Sometimes these things happen too. Let me see. Y'all always see the Fabrifix or Fabritech here, won't you? I've already done it, so let me look on the floor and see if it might have gone under my desk drawers. They're separate, and they can fall under there. I'm sorry, guys. Another one. I did another one with the Wet n Wild color icon. I use the Wet n Wild because they are cruelty-free. You'll either see it written out or you see the little bunny. And because I thought, you know, when everybody says, well, I want flesh tone. Well, flesh comes in all tones, so many tones. And so I got this, and I do the same thing. Well, let's grab another one, guys. And I'll show you too. I get these off of Amazon, if that's readable. And it has various sizes. So let's do, that's a large, when I saw that I thought, when am I ever going to make a gnome that big? It's possible. You know, it's always possible. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon, but same thing. And I love how this turns out. You know, it's just a matter of, see, because some flesh tones, like I said, all different colors. And yes, one of these days when I get back out to Dollar Tree, I'm going to be looking for darker ones as well. And you can keep going, as you see. But I was wondering, you know, is it my oils, you know, in our skin that make it stay nicely? Because I have done, and I'm really rubbing too, guys. I'm not just, you know, lightly doing this. And I have checked it a day later, you know, to make sure nothing was rubbing off, and it didn't. So, and then, like I said, hopefully I'm going to try to find some darker colors. And so it goes from this to this. So I liked that. And this does, I give you a color, but it doesn't have one. And yes, it gets over everything. In case you're wondering, does it make a mess while you're doing it? Yeah. But I wanted to show you guys that, yeah, flesh tone comes in all different colors. Which you already know. I was just trying to show you one way to accomplish it. As you all know, you can also accomplish it with paint. Wood stain. that's the first thing that I thought of, but I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be doing, I've done staining for many, many years, and I thought, I don't know if I'm going to be staining in the craft room. I don't think so. Usually I have a lot of ventilation when I do that. So the noses, beards, we can do a beard together if you all want. Nothing new. It's what everybody, like everybody else does. Since it's Valentine's, I have a tendency to think pink, red, and white. I know that recently they've also brought in lavender. It is a color that a lot of people like for Valentine's. Annie probably does, and she likes it for all the time. So does Thelma. She loves it. So my first thought is, do a white one, which is as you see. But then I started thinking, and I thought, our Gnomes have gray beards, they have blonde beards, they have brown beards, so that might come into play too. And my favorite, ooh, pink beards. But you know what? Look at this. When you put this pink next to, boy, doesn't that look, it looks so vintage then, doesn't it? And this beard, this pink faux fur comes from Joanne Fabrics. And look at that. So let's work on the white one. So you all know, if you've seen anybody make a gnome on YouTube, you all already know, oh my stars, we've seen it 100 times how it's done, but just in case. You'll see when I flip this over my mess here. And one thing I'm going to do right now to make it look less of a mess, you can see with what I'm drawing on. You have to get under, if you're going to cut faux fur, don't let anybody tell you have to do exactly what they, because I started to say it, you don't have to cut it a certain way. If you like the looks of just cutting right into it, I don't have a scrap piece to show. Yeah, I do. Normally I would use this. Yeah, be right back. I'm just going to step over here for a second, and so y'all can see. You can hear the creaking. Hear the creaking of my hardwood floors. Old house, y'all. Creak, creak. Okay, so that's my good piece of fur. So, this was taken off of something else. Of course, this isn't good fur, I'll be honest with you. It's not. But let's say you're like, I don't want to mess with it. I'm just going to cut it. Okay? Yes, you can do that. If that's what you like. If that is your thing where you don't need, all of this. If you like a straight edge like that, let's make it the same on this side too. And maybe you're like, yeah, that's good enough. That's all I want. And maybe that's it. That's all you want. You like your edges like that. But as you see, it is a nice straight cut. You're cutting the fur as well. And the reason why everybody else will tell you, don't do that, is because if you want it to have it all the way around, let's say we wanted, let me see here, let's say we wanted a beard, we're doing a mini, and so don't you love Tim Holtz's ruler? I don't know what I'd do without it. Let's say you wanted one 1.5 inches, and of course it's going to by 1 1/4. So, and you can just cut it right down like that, okay? A lot of people, I'll give you 2 examples since that isn't good for, or you can, I cut my faux fur with these scissors because I can actually get under there and see, if it makes any sense, you can actually, if you're just cutting the backing, boy, this is not a good piece of fur, guys. It really isn't. Like I said, I took it from something that's not so great. And you want to go under and just, can you see? I hope you can actually see under there the metal of the scissors. And if that makes sense, you're still going to have fur here. I didn't cut it off, okay? Now, what most people are going to want to do, that's not really a great example, you all. I'm going to do it on my good one. Let's do it on the good one so you can actually see, because that's some bad fur there, y'all. All right, let's just do one. Okay, so we're going to need, I'm going to make one of these, a little boy. Okay. So I'm going to need, I definitely have a front and a back to mine because of the nature of the socks. You know, the seam, I put that in the back of where his little feet, you know, heart feet are going to go. All right, so this one should be about 2, should I do 2 1/4? And it's long fur, so 2 1/4 by 1 1/2. Okay, let's do that. So let's do, I'm going to do this 2 1/2 by 1 1/2 because I want to cut that other end and show you guys. Okay. And remember, I can't draw a straight line to save me. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do, like again, since it's your gnome, if you want to just cut it and you like that look, fine. Don't let anybody tell you how to create. But suggestions, if you like it a different way, I like it this way better. Again, you're going to get your scissors to the point where it's right under the fabric, where you can actually see them. And I always, and yes, these are my good scissors that I fussy cut with, but they're the ones that really work with getting under that fabric for me. See, you can see them. You see what I'm saying? You can actually see the metal underneath. And so there are some places where it was hard to see them. Just put it in reverse till you can see them and then go again. And so what's going to happen when you do it this way is look at all of that fur you didn't cut off. See? You've got all of that you did not cut off. And that's why people will tell you don't do it the other way. I'm telling you, if that's the way you like it, you know. But this is why they tell you do it this way. I'm going to go ahead and, since I added an extra 1/4 inch to this, so that I could cut this in. This is coming straight from Amazon, and I don't always like that part of it, so that's gone. Now, for me, there are times, depending on what I'm working, you know, the size of my gnomes, there are times where I have just, especially if on my minis, I use it like this. I'll just do the round the corners, you know. But if it's a little larger one like this, then what I'll do is, y'all are gonna laugh, but I'll take like one of my, this needs to come in. I'll take one of my little ribbon, this was gifted to me by Haley Southern Belle. I think her channel's something different now, but some years ago from Target. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, it's beautiful. And so that I can get it, can y'all see? So that I can get it even. Because when I would just take my scissors and do it myself, the U shape, it would end up, y'all, it would end up cockeyed. And I was like, oh, no, I don't want that. So it's just a matter of taking your pencil. Hopefully, if I put it down here, hopefully y'all can see better. And then coming around here. And therefore, you've got your U shape that will give you exactly what you want, see? So, again, we're back with this. Sometimes I do this, you know, I just did this for our purposes. Most of the time, I don't, you know what I mean? I'll go ahead and do the U shape so that I don't waste any faux fur. And we'll say bye-bye to that. But that's it. We're not saying bye-bye to any of that. And as you all probably know too, get that brush out and just go for it. This from Amazon, this faux fur. Oh, my stars, see? It's very happy to shed. Okay. And then, you all know I like to make it like it because it ends up looking like it's in a heart shape, and there we go. And for me, you guessed it. Yeah, that needs to go. I could see that. And for me, I take my pins, and this is where I think it's going to be just a little bit down from there. Then this is my next thing I do. Then my arms, sewing my arms are next. Then doing the gloves. These are out of felt. I also do them out of fleece. They're next. It would be cute if you have like some fabric, you know, to do them out of fabric. If you've got some, I don't think I have any Valentine fabric. I haven't seen it. And what'll happen is if I go through my little fat quarters, I'll probably find some. But anyway, so this one though will probably have, the gloves will be in the red fleece to match. And see, we did that. Now we can do that. And we're getting there. So, and then the arms are sewn and stuffed. The gloves are put on the arms. Then that's stuffed. Then placed here, you know, just placed, and making sure they're like I like them. I also usually put the trim, and if there's any bling or anything that needs to go on, I do that before it's attached. They're attached permanently. So, you know, and some people like them just like this. No arms, no feet, no nothing. Just, and I think they're precious just like this. But like I said, I haven't stuffed the hat yet, and it's just some fun, interesting, to me, it's a fun, interesting thing to do. And, but you know, I was thinking about it, you guys. It does cost, though. If this is something you don't normally do, because as you all know, a lot of my craft money is tied up in paper crafting. And but I've done other needle crafts and everything like that in the past, and I was talking to Hanson about it, and I thought, do you realize, of course, a lot of my stuff is clearance. With the decorations here, you're seeing stuff in my stash for several years at the very least. And also, yes, even though these socks come from Dollar Tree, they do. The polyfill didn't. The cardboard didn't, because it's boards from Bags and Boards of comic books. The faux fur didn't. The noses didn't. You know what I mean? The fleece for the hat on this one didn't. Even though the pebbles inside and the organza bag did, there's another $1, and right now another $1.25. And the thing is, as soon as Dollar Tree's, announced they were going to be raising their price to $1.25, my first reaction was very selfish. I'm gonna be honest. I was like, no. You're taking away the fun. You're taking away we can, if we go in there with a $20 bill, if we were to get, depending on where you live, if you were to get just food, you can get 20 items and not be taxed and leave with 20 food items, for your $20 bill. But if you're a crafter and you're getting craft items too and food stuff, you're still, okay, there's this much tax on this much, adding up. And then my second thought was, holy moly, here I am acting like this, and our neighbors to the north, our Canadian friends, have been paying $1.25 the whole time. So I was like, well, what am I crying about? I was like, well, then I felt silly. But anywho, so it does mount up because of what you have to do to make. Now, again, no, you don't have to buy this fleece. You can get, as we saw, you can use the top of the sock. If this is the bottom, use the top and make the hat. You can, there are so many things you can do to save money. But at the same time, I guess my point was, it's still, to get things ready, to make them, you still have to spend some money, don't you? And that's why bargain hunting is so much fun. At least it is for me. But I have rattled on. Oh, my mercy. I've rattled on way too long, guys. I apologize. I'm going to get off of here right now. And I'm going to say that I hope each and every one of you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. Bye-bye, everybody. Take good care.